Angie here, and welcome back to the Craft With Me series, working on the mini album mini. And it is a little mini, isn't it? It's a cutie, yeah, but it does have some space in it. So now when we last left off here on the front page, I was applying the papers. And I had you go ahead and finish yours up on your own. And then I said you could get started on your back page, but you would not be able to make it as thick as this. So I wanted to just show you what I came up with on mine, on this triple fold out here. It goes that way, and then this one comes down. And it's also a triple. So I tried to coordinate my papers. I have a little tiny tuck spot right here. Right there. And I did have to pull papers from another paper collection. But I think we did that together when we were looking at this album. Here's another tuck spot over here. And a little journaling area. And then this one folds out. Oops. A tuck spot here with a journaling area. And then this one folds out. So there we have it. So now we need to work on our back page. I don't know what you came up with, but I'm going to show you what I came up with for mine. If you would like to follow along, we are going to be on our 1 hour series right now, and we'll see what we can come up with in 1 hour. But I don't know, we may go over. You never know. So the first thing I need to think about with this is I need a closure for this piece that I'm building. And I think perhaps the best closure for it is going to be a ribbon. So I'm going to need to put that. It looks to me, I want it to come over this section here. So it looks to me like it's going to have to be right about here. So let's measure that. And let's see. Something to measure with would help, wouldn't it? And that is, oh, very good, Angela. That is 3.5 inches. So let's bring this one in 3.5 inches and make another spot. Let's see if that looks like it'll be even. Yep, it does. Okay, so on the back of that paper that I had, this one, it's going to be situated right about here. So I'm going to give it a little mark on both sides. Oh, that's not going to be even, is it? I'm trying to mess it all up already. Okay, so let's pretend like we're gluing this down and we want it just right. Just right, Goldilocks. Just right. Okay, this is going to be the back. Going to flip it over. This is our base page. I need to push it out just slightly. Oh, that's in. That's out. And on the base here, I am going to apply some score tape. And let's see. I guess I'll have to use my fingers here. need some ribbon. Now I'm using pink on the front. We have pink here. What if we use some green on this one? Now it's not going to need to be very much, but you know, we always take way more of this than we need. At least I think I do. So there's my about center. Oh, I hope I didn't make it too short. Worry, worry, worry. Worry, worry, worry. Are you worried, girl? Yeah, I'm worried. I worry all the time. Okay, so I know I can't sing, but you get that with me sometimes. I like to sing. I can't sing, but music is so good for the soul, isn't it? Okay. Now let's flip this over. This is just the base. Okay, I think that'll work. I hope I got it on there right. Otherwise it's gonna look silly. Now, I really don't even know if this will work. I am calling this thing that I'm making a stacked waterfall. So I really don't even know if it'll work, to be honest with you. So the first thing I'm going to do, now that this is applied, I'm going to check and see if this is going to be so crooked that it doesn't look right. No, it's going to look fine. Okay. As I used my envelope cutter and cut this area out here. Now, have we done that in here? Did we do that with these? We didn't. So, I probably need to show you how to do that then, don't I? So, all you do is, you can see I made a mistake. I ended up cutting out both ends, but I have a fix for that. But the idea is that you put it as close to the edge here as possible. Both your white and your designer piece. And you give this a punch. Then you flip it over, get this as close to the one as possible, and give it a punch. And then you flip it over, and you put your ruler here. Now this piece is too big. This is just an example of how you use the envelope punch to get your pocket to look like mine. Then you cut this little piece out right here. And you do that the same with the base piece and your dress piece, your designer piece. So it will look something like that. So really fairly easy. It does sometimes take a little bit to line them up. I don't know why. I had a heck of a time with mine. But I have a fix for it, and I will explain that when I get there. So I have mitered my corners just a little bit so they won't show when I have this taped down. Now, let's see. Yes, I want that other one on top of that. I'm thinking as we go along, trying to visualize what I've created in my head. I created it in my head, and then I created it with paper. But now I'm trying to recreate it in my mind, and hope it goes right. Okay, so here we go. We're going to apply our little envelope. Lining up the bottom and the sides. And let's burnish it down. I think I need to clean my tools. Look at all that glue on there. My goodness. Now, I had that even, and now it's offset just a little bit. Well, it is what it is right now. It won't be, you won't see it. Okay, this piece is going to slide in here, just like that. And we'll want to make sure before we drop it, it's even. I probably could. No, we've got to do it the right way. Gonna burnish that down a little more. The glue was not all the way down before I mishandled it, excuse me, with my trying to push this in that pocket. I should have waited just a little bit. I really probably should not have made this long. I should have made that shorter. That would have been a lot better, because it didn't need to go way down in there like that. Okay, there's those two parts. Now, on this piece that I messed up on. Oh, don't apply it yet. Oh, yes, we can apply it. I miscut this end, and so I had to redo it. So I decided I didn't want to waste, so I cut it on this end, and I'm going to put a pocket on this end. But before I apply that pocket, we are going to line it all up and apply this piece. And we're going to put that piece up there. Going to try and make that nice and even, or the best I can. Okay, now the next thing I did was I made this little piece. Now once again I'm bringing back in that sawtooth with the hearts. I put the washi tape under there with just a little piece of paper. I applied my washi tape to it, glued it down. And then I glued that little piece of paper to this sawtooth edge. I gave this a 1/2 inch, and then I believe it's a 1/4 inch, 3/8. I did a 1/2 inch, then I did a 3/8 more. And then my sawtooth edge is 1 13/16. So about 1 7/8 would give you the sawtooth for your punching it, putting the sawtooth punch on it. Now we are going to miter this slightly. It doesn't need to be very much, but it is going to help it to stay a little less thick as we build up this piece that I'm trying to use. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll be honest with you and tell you, don't do this at home. It does not work. But if it works, I'll say, do this at home. It's a miracle. Now I know this is a little confusing right yet, but it won't be. Okay, now let's open that back up. And let's apply the top of our pocket right in here. Now I have not cut these pieces yet, right here. For the inside, I did cut them and apply them to the outside. Okay. For the pocket, we're only going to put glue on 3 sides. 1, 2, and the bottom. I need to grip that bottom. Let's see. Yes. This will be the bottom. Now I'm lifting this flap up because I want to be sure that I don't go over my edge there. Got glue bits. But I do, at the same time, I need to line it up on this side and this side. And then I'm going to burnish it down. Okay, there's our first little piece. Okay, now let me flip this over. And, oh dear, that should have been under there. Okay, so I made my first mistake with it, because this should have gone under the pocket as well. And I don't think I can get it back up. Maybe I can. It's still wet. Aha! It was wet enough. Okay, you can see I mitered it. So anyway, there's always a lesson to learn about doing this kind of stuff, because everything's kind of an experiment, you know, as you go along. Okay, now this one needs to line up with both sides and the bottom and not go over that edge, because we're going to build this up inside of here like a little album. But like with any waterfall, we want it to be even. Okay. Now we can go back under here and reapply glue to our three sides. It's best to hold the edge that you don't want to glue. This is just a little tuck pocket, but I'm trying to get in enough of this that the tuck pocket doesn't get interference. Okay. A little confusing there, wasn't it? But that's okay, we'll get there. Okay, the back of my paper, I have gone ahead and cut the pieces to fit. I am looking for this. There we go. That just helps give a solid to work on. Now this is a real thin paper I had that was just in a pad of paper I don't normally use because it's so thin. But I decided this would be a good project to try it out on and see if I would like it in another project. So far, it has proven quite worthy. And I do love the colors in it. It does apply very nicely. So really, so far, absolutely no complaints. I like the way that it burnishes down and that the glue goes flat under it. I really like that. So that is an A+ and thumbs up for that one. Okay, let's go to this side. Now this is going to be its top piece, but before we do that, we have to put on this one. Now, let's see. It's going to go there. Just like that on top of that one. Let's slightly miter these. I try to miter them each just slightly differently from the last one. That's going to help kind of offset them here on this back part. I'm thinking that that will help us to have a nice little album inside an album here. So we're going to apply that, lining up our back, this back part. And if you need to put something there to do that, you can do that. And then burnish it down. Then we can apply this piece. So one thing that I'm finding with this little mini album is that, you know, I didn't pick a certain hole pack out for it. Well, I kind of did, But then once I got started, I just kind of fell into pinks and blues and greens. And I wanted to keep kind of matching those up. And then I, decided on that, the sawtooth. And, it just kind of rolls like a snowball downhill once you start making decisions about these albums. But what I have found with this one is that it's been perfectly good to go to another pad or to my bin over there and grab pieces out of it that I think will work. I hate to waste all my paper in my bin over there. So I have an ongoing bin of this is the exact same paper as this. It is actually another part of that right in here somewhere. But you can see how it matches up quite well with the pieces we started with. So this is the one that's going to go here. So let's go ahead and apply that one. And we'll put that on. It really helps to slide another piece of crafting mat in here. Now, one as a tip to let you know, these crafting mats that you use, as you use them up and change them out, get a nice heavy cutter, and it's like maybe a tool out of your husband's toolbox or something that would cut this, but cut the mat into smaller mats and use it for things like this when you need something firm to put underneath your work. This mat that I have under here, it will go out with my other old mat, and it's the green one that looks so terrible. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen how terrible it looks. This one's going to go on here, but before I do that, I have to do this. It's going to go out to my dining room, and it will hide behind a cabinet with another one. And it will be when my grandkids are here and we're working on crafts, then we will use these mats out on the table. Works out good. They're good for Play-Doh or what do you call that stuff you make with the glue? The glitter glue? I don't know what you call it. My granddaughter loves to make it anyway, that goop that you make with the glitter glue. I can't think of the name of it right now, I'm sorry. But she loves that stuff. But boy, is it goopy. Oh boy, I got that one off just a little bit right there. This one. I might have to trim it. I don't want to overdo it because I have this one on there now. Okay, let's apply this piece. Anyway, I don't know if I finished saying it, but if you start a project and the papers just don't feel right to you, then start pulling from a pad that feels right and use the papers from there. Don't let a project get ruined or stationary because you think you need to stick with one pad of paper, one designer. Jump in there and use what feels right on paper, and just go with it. Your muse will lead you in the right direction, and you will feel better for it. But gosh, like with this pad, I just finally had to relent and move on to grabbing other papers that felt like they would bring this piece together, because it felt like to me it wasn't coming together for me, and I was getting a little discouraged with it, but it's okay now. This is still the same paper. I just used one sheet of paper to cover these pieces on the inside top mats. So I've really been looking into junk journaling. I really want to make a junk journal. I went to the bookstore today and I found some old books, but they were wonderfully old. I just didn't want to bring that musty smell in the house, so I left them there. And I have some other old ones here that don't have that smell in them, so I will use those. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Now we have these two in this piece. Going to miter that just slightly, not very much. I've been kind of backwards staircasing these on the way up. It does help to butt them up against that. That works out pretty good. I should have done that with that one down there, but I didn't. And it is now what it is, so. Okay, so we're going to do this one. It's going to go this way. Whisk away all those glue bits. So if you are just joining us, you're probably thinking, why did she use that raspberry ink? Well, I used it because I used raspberry washi tape in all of these sawtooth edges. So I continued with raspberry throughout the album, both in the sawtooth and on the edges of the paper. So that's where the raspberry came in. And number one, there's a method to my madness. I wanted to try out, because I'm getting ready to do the Roses and Lace album, and it's a white base paper. I wanted to be sure that I could do it. I think I'm going to turn that music upside down and turn this way. I like it better. I guess it would look okay that way. The words are right, but now the music looks upside down. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's upside down. Okay, I'll do it the right direction. How's that sound? Almost done here. We might just make our hour. So, any ideas what you'd like to see in the Craft With Me series for mini albums? They do a lot of Craft With Me series on junk journals, and I thought, well, what the heck? Why don't we do them with mini albums? What do you want to learn? Let's learn it. So, if there's something that you would like to see how to do it, then let's see if I can do it. Or let me see if I know how to do it, and I can tell you how I would do it, and then you can perfect it the way that you see fit for you. So, anyway, it will be just a Craft With Me 1 hour series. I don't know if I'll play them every day, or if it will be every other day, or what. Okay, now this is the last one to go on top of here. And isn't that going to be just a beautiful little waterfall? Okay, one last nip. And I don't know if you've been watching, but I've been making these a little bit smaller every time so that they kind of stair step up to here. So this one is not quite as nipped off as the ones down on the bottom. And I just did that to allow space as we built this up so that it wouldn't get too bulky on the sides. Okay, we're still wanting to keep that even at the back. And even there. There we go. Look at that. Oh, nice. We'll see how it looks once we try to pull that little flap over. See if I did it right. Okay, this one is just a little journal spot. Oh, let's go this way. Oh, yes. Doesn't that look nice? Oh, it matches the paper so well. I mean, the washi tape matches the paper so well. Oops. Okay. I can tell my hands are in the wrong spot. I have a certain area, a certain way of holding them, I guess. I guess we all probably do. See, I'm trying to put it on upside down. It probably was in the first place anyway. Now you want this glued down, but don't start pressing too hard on it now, because we don't want our book to kind of fall in. We wouldn't want that. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay. This is going to go over here. Oh, excuse my nose. It's been running. Got my flu shot this week, and wouldn't you know it? Got it on Tuesday. Wednesday, I felt like I'd had a flu shot. Thursday, I felt like I had the flu. Now, I know you're telling me that doesn't happen. And it hasn't happened to me for years. However, I felt like I had the flu. So either I had been pre-exposed or I just had kind of a tough reaction to the shot. But don't tell me it's in my head, because it was my whole body. And it hurt. Okay, look at that. Okay. Now we've glued all that. So now we're going to glue this. But we still want that to open, so we do not want to glue all this. We're just going to glue under this piece here so that it can open and close. Okay? And don't glue it really super tight. Just make sure your page is up nice. Let's put a piece in there to kind of hold it. Then we're going to glue it. But we don't want that glue to run down the back here. I'm just going to gently burnish that. Look at that. Oh, nice. We could have put some little ribbons hanging out of there. Look at that. Woohoo! Let's tie this up. I have glue all over my fingers. Tying a ribbon with glue on your fingers is not easy. But we'll need to put some little charms on there or something. Look at that. Woohoo! How much time do we have left? 20 minutes. Look at that. We're doing good. Okay, let's move on to our spine. Now I have cut some pieces to fit here to cover this white of the spine. Now I did cut them long enough to fit from this edge where it's this darker pink to that edge of the darker pink, thinking that that's probably how it would look best. I still haven't been able to get all that pencil marks off of there. It's driving me crazy. So now remember, find your textured side of your paper if you have a textured side and you want that textured side up. Now I am not going to put the raspberry on these. I just want it to be blending into the spine. And carefully apply it. Whoops. There we go. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, these might be different sizes, so I better check. And see what I have. Yeah, see, this one's a little bit thinner. That'll work better there. Let's make sure it's the one. Sorry if my head's in the way. Whoops. Can I be a left-handed gluer? I don't know. I don't normally pour glue out with my left hand. But I could see that that had not seated correctly. It doesn't help having dirty hands. I don't know how people do it that work on books, the old books. How do they ever do it? How do they keep the books healthy with their hands when they have to do all this gluing and wearing gloves and... Oh, gosh. I just don't know. That must be the piece I cut for there because it fits. I tried to cut them exactly right. So that they would match in very good. But I really don't want that to... Oh, it's going to be all right. Okay. All right, Angela, you did it. Now you've done it. By Joe, I think she's got it. Yay! Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, I think that's the last one. I think the last one's the one I got the... Now this one, I remember I had to do it a little differently. I probably should have done that a little differently. But I'm sure that's that one, yeah. And the only reason it's getting one, it really doesn't even need one actually. It's just these inside ones that need it. Let's see if this one will fit here. Perfect. Not perfect. Perfect, not perfect. It'll work. Perfect. It's going to be perfectly okay. So, how's your day been going? Mine has been wonderful. I felt so much better today. I was like, oh my gosh. But I'm trying to get so much done because I have grandkids coming this weekend. So, we're going to do jelly plates on Sunday. But the grandkids don't come until Saturday. They're only going to spend one night. But I have my crafty Amelia. She is a crafty girl. She likes to craft and craft and craft. Okay, I am not going to put one there. It does not need one there. Look at that. Oh my, why is it coming up? Oh, how much time do we have? 12 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay, now a couple more things that I noticed needed to be done, and one was this piece here. I didn't like that it was so starkly white. So I'm going to put this little piece on here. So please be thinking about what would you like to see? What kind of fold, or is there something special you'd like to see me tell you how to do? If I know how to do it. If not, I'll find out how to do it. And then we'll work together on it. How's that sound? But if there is something certain that you'd like to learn, please let me know. About mini albums. You know, about making mini albums. Okay, I'm going to flip this upside down. And I'm going to apply this one on the bottom. Now the reason I went with pink on the bottom is because there's pink right here along the edge. And it was just such a tiny little speck of an area that it just felt like it needed a touch of pink. Oh dear, what did I do? I wonder what we should do at the front of this. So this is what we have so far. Now, oh look at my fingers are peeling. Did you ever do that in school with the Elmer's glue? Make the fake fingernails on your ruler and stuff? Oh my gosh. So what we have left to do here now is to make our, oh look at that, a glue bit. We'll have to get that out of there. We have these little pockets that we have to insert our, where are they? We have to insert some things into. So, just a card to slide in and out. I was thinking probably journaling cards. Since this is mostly, it seems to be like a photo album, that would be a really good place to just put a bunch of journaling cards. So, I think probably we should make them out of white paper and then cover them with some lined paper. Although, you know, if we use white, pulling those tabs out of there, they could get dirty. But our album is mostly white. So I wonder what size we should make them. We know that our pockets are going to be slightly smaller. I'm looking at the edge of the pocket here, if you wonder what I'm doing. So the pocket does go to there, right there, oops, right there. Each one I'm going to make the same size. Let me cut those off, we'll see if it fits. Okay. A little bit tight. That's a little tight. I think we'll make it just slightly less than that. Because I still want to put paper on them that can be written on. I mean, we could leave it just white, but why would we do that? I don't know. I don't know why we would do that. Okay, that fits side to side. We're just going to make some room in there. There we go. So they're going to need to be cut right about here. And then we'll need to put some tabs on them so we can pull them in and out. So I'm going to cut that right there. I don't want to stick it all the way in there because it'll get caught now. But I am thinking about using the hearts. And I will get a heart out of this paper and a heart out of this paper so that it shows on both sides but matches the album. And I think maybe offset. There's only 3 pages, so 1, 2, 3. I think we could do that. So let's see. Oh dear. What paper is that one? This one and that one. Oh, I wonder. Oh, there's some of it right there. And what heart punch was that? Is it still on my desk? Yes. Is it the big one? Yes. Okay, so we are going to need a little of this one and a little bit of this one. Whoopsie, whoopsie daisy. Okay, we've got our first 2. Lined paper. Now, what shall we use for lined paper? I was thinking about this stuff. That's got some nice lines on it. Ooh, and we could put our own lines on it too. I also think that it would be better if we rounded our corners as we put them in. If they're rounded, then they won't catch as much inside the pocket. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch rounder on them. And I think I'll do the top too. I think it will just prevent the corners from getting bumped up and fraying as they get pulled in and out of the pocket. So we'll need to make 3 of the white cards and 6 of the journaling cards. Now you decide if you want them to be for journaling or if you want to make it just pictures in there. Remember, it's your album. You can make it any way you like. and it will be okay. But I am going to leave the hearts, I think, on the outside so that when you pull it out, you can see the heart. Okay. So, oh, we only have 1 minute and 42 seconds left on our 1 hour mini-series. It's just a session, a 1 hour session. But I also have a long series coming up again. But I really wanted to try this 1 hour series and invite you to participate with questions and ideas, how to. Now, I did not distress this at all. Okay, we're going to start with this one on this side. Just like that. Going to draw a line across there that tells me where to stop my glue. Okay, we're going to put this like this. Okay. Before we stop, I want to finish the other side of this card. 4 seconds. But there it is. Dismiss. Okay, so before we stop today, let's finish this card. Now I know that I have some Tim Holtz paper that has lines on it. And I also have another one that has a pink paper in it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's a Prima paper pad. And I love this one. I absolutely love it. It has all different colors in it. There's a pink one in here I just love. I might have used it all. Well, that one's a pretty one too. Look at the little girls up in the tree. Oh, Josie, it reminds me of you and I. There we are, little Josie up in the tree. Josephine's my niece. We grew up together. I am her aunt, and you wouldn't believe this. We are the same age. But I am older. I am the older one. But not by far. I was born in June. My sister and I, we are from a family of 7. Would have been 9 of us, but Mama lost twins. But, so my sister and I are, you know, just about 18 years apart. Anyway, so Josie was born, Josephine. Jo Marie is what we call her. And that's good. But she's my niece, and I love her to pieces, and I always think of her and I when I see 2 little girls. Are they into mischief up in that tree? Because she and I were mischief makers. And I suppose if you put us together right now, we'd be a little mischief makers too. What do you think, Joe? Would we? Would we, could we? Oh, we would. Yes, we would. Okay. No, we wouldn't be much mischief makers anymore. But I'm sure that people could tell you some stories about us getting into mischief. Okay. And I'm going to put this one right here. See that? Oh, isn't that going to be cute? So cute. Kind of feels like it needs to have another heart shape right in there. Let me just try it. The reason I say that is because it is so it's got a lump in there, you know, because we've built it up on 2 other sheets of paper. So a half a heart right here. Let me see what that would feel like. That would feel better. Yes, sirree. It would. But I don't like all that white showing up into there. Like that. Doesn't look right. So we're going to seal it together. And we'll probably end up distressing these edges a little bit. And I'm going to distress this one completely. I didn't the other one, but this one we will. Ooh, I almost distressed that part, and I didn't want to. Okay, so we'll do this part, and then I will let you go for the day. Anyway, that paper, the Prima, I really love it. That must be a package. The dog's barking.
Thank you.
Look at that. Even got ink on the paper. Look at that. Okay, so you'll need to go through and make 2 more of these cards to fit in your album. And when I come back, let's have those done, and we will be ready to work on the front. Oh, look at that. See? Won't that be beautiful? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's going to look wonderful. I'm going to pull that out though and let it dry out here. When we come back, our next session will be our last one on the mini album mini, and it will be on the front and back covers and how we're going to decorate them. And do we need a tassel somewhere or something, or a charm? We need something, don't we? What do we need? Charm or a tassel? A tassel or a charm? A tassel with charms. Ooh. We can do that. I don't know where we'll put it, but we do have place right between these spinal pieces that we can put a brad, or not a brad, but I could put a knob through there, but then it would show on the inside. I wouldn't like that. Oh, it'd drive me crazy. But why couldn't we put it off of our ribbons? Why couldn't we make something that attaches to this that still allows us to tie it closed, but has a nice little doodad hanging off of it? We could do that. Could hang down here. I don't know. I have to think about that. You think about it too. Be nice to have something hanging off the heart. Oh, and we need to decorate this piece right here too. Okay, well, we still have a few things to do, so we will do that in our next series. And I'm glad you could join me today. We got our book almost complete. So finish your cards. Remember, you only need to make 2 more of these. And I'm putting lined paper on front and back because I want to use mine for journaling. Actually, my album's going to be for sale at the Christmas Bazaar. Or if somebody wants to buy it, it is for sale. Anything I craft is for sale if somebody wants to buy it, because I just make more because I like to craft. Anyway, 2 more of these to go in here, and get your flowers ready so you can craft with me on our next mini album mini series. And we need to put the front together. So bring your flowers, heat up your hot glue gun, and we will get cooking on this one next. Bye-bye for now. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe. Bye-bye.